What's going on, traders? In this video, I'm going to be giving you an overview of my favorite order flow software, Bookmap. Before we get started, I'm going to let you know they are running a 4th of July promotion that is the best discount I've ever seen since I've been partnered affiliated and been trading on Bookmap. I'll link it right here, but it's going to be 50% off of Global Plus for 3 months and 50% off of data for 3 months, or the 40% off of Global Plus annual subscription. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Again, those discounts, the codes, everything will be linked in the video and they'll be down below so you know exactly what they are, how to get the best deal if you want to check this stuff out for yourself. So let's go ahead and jump into what we are looking at right here. Again, this is order flow. We are looking at level 2 data. Over here on the right-hand side, just a quick overview of the platform here. Over here on the right-hand side, we have price levels for ES. This is ES on the current contract right here. We have quantity of orders on the book. They call this the current order book. This is often referred to as a depth of market. What we're looking at here is at specific prices right now in the ES market. For this current contract, we have specific orders resting. Sell orders above price, buy orders below price. AKA liquidity, live liquidity in the markets by way of areas of higher quantity of orders relative to everything else that's on the book at that time. We also have some volume profiles and some cumulative volume delta, which I'll touch on down below here. But looking at what we have on the main screen, this is a heat map, and it's a heat map that's displaying this liquidity right here, current and then historical, on a heat map, a nice chart in front of us. It makes essentially, for me, the way that I look at this in the very simplistic, dumb guy way, because this can be very complicated. You can really dig into the narrative behind all of these different movements and what's going on in the chart. I look at this very, very simply and say, I want to be able to note where large quantity of orders are on the DOM relative to everything else that day. I know it changes rapidly in real time. I know things come on and off the book. Bookmap gives me a really nice way to view and track that and then respond, be able to look at things, watch patterns repeat themselves, and be able to maybe structure risk in a little bit better of a way, fine-tune an entry, decide if I have a lot of confidence in a trade, utilize another tool that's not available on a regular candlestick chart. Because again, this is liquidity in the market, live liquidity. We're looking at the order book by way of a heat map here. We can't see that on current price that's printing and in historical price action, market structure, and volume. That's just not available. So unlike most indicators, this is not another combination of those three things. This is new information. It's a tool that's displaying different data, which I find helpful. So continuing on, taking a look at what we have in the middle here, we have price. And the way that I have this set up, again, is very customizable. Pretty close to the standard settings. This is the best ask and best bid, essentially giving us the spread. The current price that ES is trading right here, we can see in real time. Then we have volume bubbles. We have volume bubbles showing volume traded as we come up into levels of liquidity. Down on the bottom, we have traditional volume. We have time axis right here. We can scroll in and out. And then down on the bottom, we have cumulative volume delta. So again, the way that I look at this and the reasons that I find it useful and helpful is I like to be aware of where large quantity of orders are on the book. I often see, and again, I think this can be done just with simply watching this stuff for a long enough time, and I actually think it has to be done building some intuition, some discretion, some understanding of what this stuff looks like through different market conditions, through different times of the year, near and around rollover, a whole bunch of different things that affect it. But for me, taking a look and saying, okay, market structure, price action, volume, all that stuff first. Great. Now, when I take a look at Bookmap, where do we have large quantity of orders sitting on the book? Where do we have large areas of liquidity? Maybe we are going to go fill that liquidity. When we get there, what happens? Do we fill that liquidity? Do we reject off of those sell orders very harshly? Does price blast through that and start using it as fuel to the fire to continue this move to the upside? I think it can be helpful in confirming and identifying areas of interest on your chart, right? Support and resistance levels, supply and demand levels. Again, in this zoomed out, simple way that I'm taking a look at it here. Along with that, we have cumulative volume delta down on the bottom. And I'm actually going to have this thrown on the screen because I'm going to read you guys the exact definition here. Cumulative volume delta displays the cumulative volume changes based on the volume traded by sell aggressors versus buy aggressors and is displayed in an indicator in the widget panel. So this over here on the right-hand side, just to simplify that, is displaying the delta, cumulative volume delta, the difference between buying and selling volume, right? And we can anchor this to a specific time during the day. For me, most of the time, I start my Bookmap at the exact same time. I load the same amount of data, so it's anchored right to around that, let's say 7 a.m. time frame. And I can watch that cumulative volume delta throughout the day. If we are maybe rising on a declining cumulative volume delta, I may be able to view this and say, hey, I know that sellers are continuing to outweigh buyers here. We actually saw this last week. It was pointed out to me by a couple people. And I don't know that this move is going to continue. I don't know that buyers are going to be able to sustain this move to the upside because we have so much selling pressure coming in, so much higher volume of sells. To the same thing to the upside, if we are really rising on a very aggressive cumulative volume delta, I may say, wow, we have a lot of buying pressure behind this. This looks like it wants to continue to drive to the upside. Similar way that you would look at volume on a traditional candlestick chart down on the bottom of your chart. If we are rising on increasing volume, the theory could be maybe that's going to continue. We have a lot of volume behind that rising price. Buyers may want to continue to move this thing higher. They're not done yet. So again, and same thing for selling. I haven't had an enormous amount of time staring at CVD. I've really just started to pay more and more attention to it, although it's always been on my Bookmap chart, so I've started to get a feel for it. But I think like any other tool, if you're going to start using Bookmap for order flow, any other order flow software, or just any tool or indicator, you do need some time on it, right? It's not enough to just say, well, if price comes up towards a level and it's on declining CVD, that might be a good area for a sell. No, you have to watch this stuff play out over and over again, build some experience, build some intuition around it. And of course, just like anything else, anything can happen, right? Price can just disrespect everything that we are talking about and looking at here and blast to the upside because there's some underlying, fundamental news, or maybe not. Price is just going to blast to the upside because heavy buyers step in regardless of everything that's on this chart at any time, right? We don't know what we don't know. Same way that we have to view a candlestick chart, and nothing's going to work 100% of the time or even close to it. But just like on a candlestick chart with price action, market structure, volume, different tools that we use, I find patterns do tend to repeat themselves, and this information can be very helpful to pay attention to. So again, plenty of different ways that you can zoom in, zoom out. You can adjust this in so many different ways. I'll give you guys one more indication up here to show you something. So if I come up here to the right-hand side and I go to configure add-ons, again, there's so much to customize. Colors, displaying bars instead of volume bubbles. The way volume bubbles display, almost everything on here is very customizable. But just going to give you just like an overview with the Global Plus package of how many additional tools are on here that you might find helpful. There are a ton. This is the configure add-ons, and I'll just give you an example of one. This one here is large trade alerts, right? So this is how intuitive it is. You can go ahead and set this up to show you and audibly announce
CME at BMD sell price 60 to 57.
The way that it is right now. You can go ahead and audibly announce large orders that are being traded. So I can turn this on, and essentially I can set the amount, the size, the minimum tape size that I want to have announced to me. So I can essentially say, I can put a large trade alert for 100 lots. And if there's a 100 lot order filled, or maybe 50 lots, whatever it is, I can have that called out to me, right? Because maybe I know that when large quantity of orders are filling that way, I want to pay attention. I want to be alerted. Same thing with sweeps and absorption. This is also similar. They have audible alerts with these. I actually show you on here. They can really call out without going into too much detail. You can read it right here explaining exactly what each of these are. Sweep shows you something else as well. Very, very cool. But what I like on both of these, they have audible alerts, and essentially it's going to give you a call out. It's going to wake you up if you're not paying attention and audibly tell you we have large volume being traded. They also can be adjusted, right? So you can have these audibly adjust to what's trading. You can set a different standard deviation multiplier, and it will call out large quantities of volume being traded relative to everything else that's going on. These can get a little bit noisy, but in my case, they've been really cool to play around with and pay attention to. Maybe after I'm streaming, I'm paying attention to the chart. I set some TradingView alerts, and I also want to have a backup audible alert on something going on quick, prices starting to move, a lot of volumes being traded. These can be helpful. Again, this is one simple example of what we're talking about here. There are so many different additional add-ons right here, but along with that, there's so many more that you can continue to add on. Stops, icebergs, and a ton of additional tools. So I think really Bookmap as a platform can be as advanced or as simplistic as you make it. The way that I've started with it, very, very simple. Really just helping me take a look at the DOM and understand what's going on the book, and a little bit of volume data, cumulative volume delta, starting to pay attention to a little bit of that, how price reacts around cumulative volume delta as we're moving to the upside and to the downside. If you guys, again, want to learn more about this and get the best deal, check out the link, the code. I'll throw it on the screen again right now. I'll try to link it in the video. Head down below this video if you want to check it out. This is the best deal for 4th of July that I've seen Bookmap ever run. If you're watching this late into the future, the link down below still provides a discount, the best discount that's going to be available at this time. Remember, guys, I am partnered. I'm biased. I can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money with Bookmap. But that said, I find it very helpful. I was utilizing it, talking about it before I was partnered with them. And I'm happy to be able to be partnered with them and have some support from my community and get you guys the best deal. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear from me is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. You're probably going to lose all or more of the money that you trade with, even if you use Bookmap and any other cool tool. Do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firms, and the affiliate partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Bookmap and others. Talk to you guys soon. See you live trading at 9:30 a.m. Eastern right here on YouTube.